All right, in our final section of chapter 3, we have analyzing arguments with truth tables. So again, another analyzing arguments, but this time we use a truth table to determine validity. There are 4 steps. In fact, I'm going to back out of here, and I'm going to make that easy to read. You're seeing how the sausage is made. That's better. All right. I'm, again, not editing any of this out, because that would be way too nice. Okay, so if the argument is valid, great. The way we determine if an argument is valid is if the final column is all true. In other words, you have a tautology. If you don't have a tautology, the argument is invalid, and then it's called a fallacy. And there's many different types of fallacies, which are covered in the book. We'll talk about a little bit. No, I'll just say they are in the book. Please read that book. Okay. Now, all of these problems in this section are done the exact same way, and it's a 4-step process. Step 1, assign a letter to each statement. Step 2, express each premise and conclusion in symbols. So all the P's, the Q's, maybe the R's, the ands, the ors, the nots, the if-thens, the biconditional. That's also a possibility. We're going to form, so this is the big one, and it's unfortunately very heavy. So each sentence is going to become a set of P's and Q's and whatnot. And then you form it as an if-then, where the if is the conjunction of all the premises. Conjunction is and. So we have 3 lines as our premises. If it's nice outside, then I will go out to play. If it starts to rain, then it is not nice outside. It does not rain. Or it doesn't start to rain, it really should say. We were going to have to and all 3 of those together to create the if part of the argument. All right. The then is just the conclusion. In this case, I go outside to play. We form a truth table of that huge statement for number 3. So determining the rows and all that stuff, and making all the columns. And again, if we end up with a tautology, awesome, the argument is valid. If it is not, we call it a fallacy. It's invalid. Okay, let's start with step 1. Assign a letter to each statement. So we have 3 things going on here. It's nice outside. I go out to play. It starts to rain, or it rains. Because we have 3, that means we need 3 letters. So we'll say P is it's nice outside. Q is I go out to play. And R is it rains. Okay. To be honest, this one's very ambitious of a problem. You will be starting with nicer ones in your extra videos. I'm just doing an ambition one now, just so you can see pretty much everything you're going to encounter. And you have 4 such examples. And this is like the 4th one. Okay. So the first sentence, if it's nice outside, then I will go out to play. So if P, then Q. Awesome. If it starts to rain, then it is not nice outside. So if R, then not P. And then it doesn't rain, not R. Therefore, I go outside to play, Q. So again, if it's nice outside, then I go out to play. If P, then Q. It starts to rain. We called raining R. That's appropriate. Then it's not nice outside, not P. It doesn't rain, not R, Q. All right. Because we have 3 letters, how many rows do we need? Bum, 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 boom. Hopefully you said 8. And because we have 8, we're going to need a big table here. That's okay. Let's figure out what the columns are going to be. So we're going to need a P column. We're going to need a Q column. We're going to need an R column. That's guaranteed. And now the first line is if P then Q. So we can do that. If P then Q. By the way, when I do these, I like to go top to bottom, filling in the column as we need them. You can rearrange them in any order. This is just how my brain works. Okay. To complete the second one, we need a not P, which we don't have. So we're going to need a not P column. And then we can complete the second one. R implies not P. This one's a big one, guys. And now the third line says not R. We don't have a not R yet, so I need a not R. Okay, so these are the individual pieces, parts. So now we have all 3 premises done. That's great. So now we need to AND all 3 premises. Well, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can AND the first 2, get a result, and then AND the third one. It's sort of like in mathematics, 3 plus 4 plus 5. You can do 3 plus 4, and then get that result and add 5. That's totally fine. Or if we really want to save ourselves a column, which I recommend, is we can AND all the premises together, keeping in mind that AND is only true if, in this case, all the parts are true. So normally we just have P and a Q, call it a day. But we have 3 things going on here because we have 3 premises. That is only true if all of them are true. If we keep to that, then we're okay. So I'm going to make that one humongous column. And R implies not P and not R. All right? So now that forms the if. So we're in step 3 now. So we're going to have to do all of this as the if. So that's the if, implies the then. Our conclusion is just simply Q. And notice we already have a Q column. And I wrote that way too high, but that's okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is back out of here. Oh, yes, please keep all of that. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, we need a column going on here. All right, in a table. All right, we need 8 rows and 9 columns. Yes. I'm just thinking. All right, I don't want the top one to be a different color. How do I do that? That is terrible. I like that one. It's nice. Boop. Oh, squishy. Can I make that background? I'm going to make the background. Can I make it solid? Ah, that's much better. All right. Not editing this out. You are welcome, America. Or wherever you happen to be watching from. It's not Tuesday, so you can't have tacos today. That's the rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And while we're here, let's. I'm such a nerd. I'm so sorry. I'm one of those people that if it's not centered and pretty, I freak out. Where do I want it? I want it in the center. Okay. So, am I caps lock on? Nope. True, true, true. Oh, that's annoying. False, 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 false. True, true. False, false. True, true. False, false. Alternate. Nope. Oh, jeez. Alright. I'm going to just make it a little bold. That's good. Okay. Save all that. Do I like it? I almost thought it was going to crash. Okay. Here we go. Yesterday was March 10th, Mario Day, and I may have said that a bunch of times, even though I'm not a fan of Mario. Sorry. Haters gonna hate. All right. P implies Q. We are going to look at this column and this column. If P, then Q. Remember, if P, then Q is only false if true implies false. Otherwise, it's true. So have that chart next to you. Here we go. I did it already. I'm so sorry. True implies true. True. True implies true. True. True implies false. False. True implies false. False. False implies anything. Always true. So the last ones are all trues. All true all the time. I really hope I don't make a mistake in these. If I do, I will cry. I'm just double checking my work. Okay, not P. So the first 4 P's were true, so the first 4 not P's are falses. Not P again. I'm sorry. The last 4 P's were false. The last 4 not P's are true. Awesome. Doing great. Believe in yourself. So now we have R implies not P. So we have another if-then statement. Same deal as before. If true implies false, it is false. Otherwise, it's true. So true implies false. False. False implies false. True. True implies false. False. False implies false. True. True implies true. True. False implies true. True. True implies true. True. False implies true. True. Agree. Again, we're starting with a hard one, so don't beat yourself up yet. It's a lot going on here. Not R. So we take that R column, which is already highlighted, and we're going to not it. So starting with false and then alternating. False, true, false, true, false, true, false, true. Excellent. So now we're doing our little shortcut here because we're cool like that. And we're going to and P implies Q, this column, and R implies not P, this column, and not R, this column. So if all 3 parts are true, then the whole thing is true. Otherwise, it's false. So the very first one, true and false and false. Well, we got a false in there, so it's false. True and true and true. True. False and doesn't matter. False. False and doesn't matter. False. True and false. So close. False. We got a false in there. True and true. True. True and false. False. True and true. True. All right. Now we're down to the big one. Boop. Then we need this column is our if. Oh, that is a horrible color to pick. Horrible color to pick. Let's just do, that's fine. That's our if. And then this is our then, Q. So we're going to bounce around. I'll go purple for our final one. So if false, then true is true. If true, then true is true. If false, then false is true. If false, then false is true. If false, remember if it's false is the premise for an if-then, it's automatically true. True. If true, then true. It's looking good, kids. If false, then false. If true, oh no! Wah, wah. We hit the whammy. I'm so sad. Do we have a tautology here? No. Is the argument valid or invalid? Invalid. In other words, we have a fallacy. I'm just going to double check my work to make sure I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, true and true and true. It's so sad. Yep. Oh well. What are you going to do? Okay, so if you would, please watch 43, 44, 45, 46. 43, 44, 45, 46. The titles have different names in terms of the argument that you're doing. So in the last video when we talked about modus ponens, you're going to have one of those. In another video we talked about contrapositive, you're going to have one of those. And again, a listing of valid forms is in the book. Some valid forms, and there are some invalid forms. You can read about those. But other than that, that is 3.6. Have a good day.